Today, I'm going to talk to you about launching and a few of the different ways you can launch your passive or semi-passive income product. I'm Lisa Johnson, a multi-six-figure business coach, and in 2 years, I've built a business online where I make 80% of my income from passive and semi-passive income streams. In my course, Passion for Passive, we spend the biggest amount of time on launching. There are 2 modules on it for a reason. It's by far the biggest part that entrepreneurs get wrong when trying to make money this way. Just because you're launching a passive income product doesn't mean you don't need to launch it properly. Once you've launched, then things get easy and you can relax a bit. That's when you'll see the recurring revenue coming in and you start reaping the financial rewards of your hard work so far. This year, I've had 2 six-figure launches. When that happens, you then know you have enough money to take a bit of a break, but I wouldn't have made those figures if I didn't put effort into launching and having a strategy behind the launch. I wanted to talk to you today about some of the ways I'm seeing people launch this year. Now, it's not a case of just picking one of these methods and going for it. It's more important that you work out what you're good at and make sure your launch plays to your strengths. If you aren't good on video, use one of the many other ways to launch instead. So here are the most common ways I'm seeing. Video launches. You may have seen people doing video launches right now. They're really popular. With Netflix binges being so big, these can really work well. Look at Stu McLaren or James Wedmore for examples of people that do it really well. It gets eyes on your business and gets that know, like and trust factor for warm audiences. Now you can either put out an entire mini-series in one go, which introduces your audience to the problem they need solving, even if they don't know it yet, and the solutions you can give, highlighting throughout why you are the person to give it. Or you can drip feed it over a series of days or even weeks. Video launches work well because they capture attention. You can give great value through them and show your expertise, but more than that, people buy from people, and you can really see someone's personality this way. Think about people you've bought courses from before, or you've gone into their membership. Let me know who they were in the comments section. It wasn't just the content you were attracted to, you related to the person selling it too. The second way is to email launch. If you have a list that you've grown, this is a really easy way to get your product out there. I've seen some people only email with no social media whatsoever and still sell out their launches. But if you do use email, make sure you still have a strategy. 1 or 2 emails isn't enough. You need to get really clear in the emails what the need is and how you can help. Use storytelling to make the offer compelling to your reader, and make sure again that your personality comes through, which is much harder over email than on video. And what about a phone launch? This is where you identify your cold, warm and hot leads and use high touch selling to launch your product. You can invite your audience onto calls to tell them about what you're selling. I recommend doing this as part of a launch, but not as the entire launch. It's great to have high touch strategies in there, but you really need to warm your audience up first with either video, emails, or even just social media posts. Challenges are one of my favourite ways of launching. Usually a 3 or 5 day challenge that helps your audience with some quick wins by getting them to take action. When people see how much you move them forward in just a few days, they're so much more likely to want to buy into your passive income product. Keep the challenge relevant to what you're selling so that the next logical step is to buy. A hint here, prizes work really well. Bootcamp launches. These are usually done over the space of a week or more. The last one I did was over 5 weeks with 1 hour each week in my Facebook group. This is more of a teach each day to inform and show what you know. There's a school of thought that you can give too much away at these launches. I don't believe that's the case. Those that simply cannot afford your product will be able to take away proper value that may mean they join on your next launch. Don't worry that people won't join because you've told too much. There's always more you can give, but if it does panic you, tell them the what and the why, but less of the how. Webinar or masterclass launches. This is where you give a teach just before you launch. It can work really well to get your audience knowing about you, what you can help them with, and how. The selling part usually comes at the end, although it doesn't have to. Again, the best thing to do here is to make sure what you teach is really relevant, so the next step is to purchase. Social media launches is where you can use Facebook, Instagram or LinkedIn to launch, and online summits are great too. They work really well for launching memberships. All eyes are on your page as you're bringing in audiences from other people who are part of your online summit as guest experts, who you can either interview or they can do a short teach for you. This works really well to show people the kind of thing they'll get when they do join the membership. I believe the best thing to do when launching is to use a mixture of these methods. Video with emails to your list, some strategic posts on social media, as well as some great high touch methods such as phone calls or messaging, which you can use bots for, work really well. So when you're launching, have a think about what parts would suit you and the things you really like to do. Launching should never be stressful, so if you choose things you love to do anyway, it can make things a whole lot easier. It may seem like a lot of work, but so much of your launch can be pre-prepared or automated. Remember, it's about working smarter, not harder. And if I can launch like this, you can too.